Hero Time starts now.
From the land of crazy hairstyles and overly ridiculous weapons, it's time for the Anime Mavericks podcast. And now, here they are, your Anime Mavericks.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Mavericks podcast, the official anime podcast of RVT. We want to thank you guys once again for joining us here this week. I'm The Shades.
I'm Yummy Angie.
And I'm Mike Shell.
We, of course, are your Anime Mavericks, and we're here to bring you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. So, Mavericks, how we doing this week?
Okay, I had a pretty lousy last Sunday because I think the Thursday before, I think I pulled a muscle at the holiday party, so it just got progressively worse, and then I just couldn't walk or anything on Sunday. So we were at the doctor's checking it out and everything.
I kind of know how that feels. I actually just recently discovered a couple weeks ago that my spine was way out of alignment. It's been causing me a lot of pain. Been going to a chiropractor for the last couple of weeks, so not been fun. In fact, I'm still feeling it today, so I know how you feel.
Yeah, I'm just glad it wasn't. It seems to be just a sprain, and I didn't tear anything or something, or it wasn't a. Because it's you start worrying, it's oh God, do I sit around too much at work? Is it people start worrying, it's oh God, is it a blood clot? And I'm oh great. Oh great, husband, spike my anxiety.
God damn it, Daddy.
Then I really will need, that they will need to hook me up to everything in the emergency room.
That's Navi for you. How about you, Mike? How you doing?
Finally getting over this dang bronchitis that took me out for about 2 weeks.
Yeesh.
Ugh. Thank goodness I saved up enough paid time off to cover it, but dang, it just sucks that when you're supposed to be talking to people over the phone and you can't even talk real well, doesn't work very well.
I've been there. I know how that feels. Ugh.
Yeah, I've had a little cough going on, and I have to keep. I'm apologizing. It's what did you say? I'm sorry. It's I can't talk more than 2 seconds without coughing. So sorry, that was me coughing in the middle of my name before to someone on the.
Anyway, let's get down to it, folks. On tonight's show, it's Yami Anji's pick this week. And, of course, we're going to celebrate the holidays a little early here with some old school anime. You know how Angie works. She's the old school fanatic around here. And later on tonight on AMTV, we've got ourselves a very heartfelt anime with a very heartfelt AMV. Yeah, I can't talk tonight. A very heartfelt AMV from a very over-the-top anime. You shall see what I mean when we get there. But first, it's time for everyone's favorite topic. It's the anime news of the week. And starting us off, as always, is our anime informer, Yami Anji. What do you got for us this week?
I can't keep up with this anymore. I've got some Toonami news. Because apparently, starting January 5th, we're going back to a start time of 11 p.m. And so it's going to be running. So we're going to be running 11 p.m. to about 5 a.m. So in all, we're losing an hour, which unfortunately means Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I'm sure no one cares about, and then Samurai Jack. And everyone's getting shuffled around. But I just can't keep up with it. It's every time we change seasons, they play with the time slots on Saturday.
I know, right? Now, they say an hour was lost, but did they shift it, cut an hour and then shift it? Because I could have sworn they started at 9 now and they're moving to 11.
Yeah,
right.
Someone said someone said on the forum it was going later.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
We're losing an hour. Yeah, because it says it will also drop an hour of programming and gained in September. So.
Well, honestly, Samurai Jack, we all love it. Not gonna say anything bad about it, but honestly, it was in a death slot anyway. Nobody was really watching around that time anyway, so I can understand that getting cut. And DBZ Kai, honestly, I question why they brought it back in the first goddamn place. Because it's the series is over. You know, you've got Dragon Ball Super going on right now. Why do we need a whole hour of Dragon Ball? And on top of that, we also had an hour of Naruto, if you count Boruto with it, which is Naruto Next Generation. So we had an hour of DBZ and an hour of Naruto. Do we really need that much?
No, Shippuden's still on there, but they like separated them. But
Hey, I'm not complaining
I don't care about Shippuden.
No, nobody does. So it's like the setup that we had now is going to make our Toonami calls a lot more fun because we have Dragon Ball Super at 11, Boruto at 11:30, Hiroaka at midnight, Mob Psycho 100 at 12:30, Megalobox at 1, and JoJo's at 1:30. Then comes the block of the area of Toonami that I honestly never watch. 2 a.m. we've got Black Clover, Hunter x Hunter at 2:30, Shippuden at 3, Attack on Titan at 3:30, Pop Team Epic at 4, and Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, as we like to call it, at 4:30. So, honestly, this is probably one of their better. This is probably one of the better lineups they've got for this setup. All the good stuff right there at the top, and all the stuff later on. Either stuff that we don't care for or stuff we've already seen. So.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Although I have been keeping up with Hunter x Hunter, and it actually has been pretty good, though.
Well, I mean, like I said, Hunter x Hunter is in this shows that, like, yeah, I would like to see that. But even when it was on in an earlier time, I never really paid much attention to it. It's not a bad series. Hell, Lady K loves the hell out of it, but it's just not the kind of series that I personally got invested in. So, and I'm willing to bet I wasn't the only one if it's getting pushed back so late. That's just a matter of opinion there. That's not, again, it's not a matter of quality there. Anyway, still, Toonami's still going strong, I think. Let's move on from there. Mike Shell, what do you got for us this week?
Netflix is giving us an early Christmas present, thanks to our wonderful Red Panda. Yes. Gretsuko is giving us a very metal Christmas. Yes, premiering back in, if I'll remember, Gretsuko, our 25-year-old Red Panda, who likes to vent steam, not by yelling at her bosses or coworkers. No, she sings death metal karaoke, which premiered on Netflix back on April 20th. And before the new season starts in 2019, on December 20th, we are getting a little episode of We Wish You a Metal Christmas, which they're calling this as
professionalism. We're swimming in it.
While Gretsuko makes plans for Christmas Eve, her new obsessive with seeking validation through social media spirals out of control. So, yeah, she's trying to be internet famous and ends up, well, not sure what's going to happen, but certainly hilarity and death metal will ensue.
Yeah, I think that pretty much goes without saying it. It's a Gretzko. So we'll have to see. But I will say, it still makes me laugh that this series is coming from Sanrio. This is coming from the same people who made Hello Fucking Kitty. Wrap your head around that for a minute. This show about an office worker who sings death metal and gets into crazy hijinks was made from the same people who made one of the cutesiest global phenomenons on the face of God's green earth.
Well, Unico's supposed to be a mind trip, and that's another Sanrio property, so...
So... Yeah, I had to make sure we got this story out today, though, because yeah, this even if we had delayed this show by a week, I would have scrapped this story because honestly, this is a Christmas episode. You got to watch it before Christmas, otherwise it makes no sense. But, and I also like on the poster, we've got a Gretzko, you got Retzko and. They better hint at Hanya and Retzko dating. Hi, honey! Hi, everybody! Can't tell she's a fan, can ya? I'll still look forward to seeing what crazy guy. I gotta catch up on this series. I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet. I've been so busy with so many of this shit. But still, nice to hear. Let's move on my story this week. And yeah, we got to talk about the Funimation Hulu merger. Or deal, or whatever you want to call it. Because, yeah, Hulu and Funimation Entertainment announced on Tuesday that they signed an exclusive first-look deal for Hulu to stream anime licensed by Funimation. Starting in 2019, Hulu will get first picks of Funimation's new titles in the United States. So Hulu and Funimation will be the only U.S. streaming outlets for some of Funimation's simulcasts and simuldubs. So basically, they're basically saying that, oh, some of the stuff may not even appear on Funimation's website directly. It may only be on Hulu. So I hope you all have your Hulu accounts in check. I know I do. So I'm sure this is probably upsetting a lot of people because, especially after the end of the partnership with Crunchyroll. Hi, hun. Anyway, so yeah, but actually, I wanted to kind of tie this into another story I read about this on ANN, where the head of Funimation, Gen Fukunaga, actually explained the problem and why the Crunchyroll Funimation deal ended. Because this is something we really haven't, a lot of us have speculated on what the reason might be. And actually, I kind of have to take back what I've said about fuck Sony. Because they have a legit reason. It's not something that as us fans will still appreciate, but from a business perspective, this actually makes a lot of sense. Because according to Gen Fukunaga, Funimation did actually try to renew their partnership with Crunchyroll. The problem was with Crunchyroll's terms of the deal. Because part of the problem was that the deal was restricting access to certain regions, meaning they couldn't stream in certain areas if they kept the deal. And Funimation wants to expand to try to be a global property, not just restricted to a few select areas. So that's why the deal mainly fell through. And I think that really paints a much bigger picture as to what's going on here. That's the deal with Hulu will be more broad because Hulu is a much larger of a company. And Crunchyroll is very restricted right now. It doesn't have the infrastructure to handle a global release. So I think in the end, Funimation did make the better deal. It sucks for us, but it's not a complete killer. Like, it's a little more difficult, sure, but it doesn't exactly ruin any chance for us to get the anime we want.
Yeah, I've always had like mixed, at least as a browser platform. I've always had issues with Hulu, but because I think we had gotten it as a promotion when we'd signed up for Sprint. So like on our PS4 app, it's not as bad. I mean, I've only been watching American shows, which still have a lot of anime voice actors. I'm watching something that's starring Johnny. I was watching something that's starring Johnny Wong Bosch, but it was way less annoying because it was only playing one ad. So that might have been the terms of the paid subscription or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
it was a little less annoying.
Hulu has like several different plans. You got the free, which has a ton of ads and probably restricted on what shows you can watch. You have full access with limited ads, which is a little cheaper, and I actually have the full plan with no ads, so I don't have to worry about using my ad blocker on that site. That's the plan I have right now, and it's how I've been watching stuff like Gundam 8MS Team. Which, by the way, I just finished, finally. Just finally finished that this week. So you'll be seeing that final episode next Friday. But yeah, that's how I've been watching that, because that's the only place you can watch that show. So, but with this deal, that means we're going to be probably looking at Hulu as a much more viable of an option for anime.
We'll have to see. I think we have the middle one. But it's...
Most likely.
Yeah. As long as... Yeah. It's a little bit, but if you only have one, because the issue is like if I, because it's like, and it's because it's better because I can just leave it up on the television set. Because my issue is always I'd click away because I'd play you couldn't really play anything in the background because half the time the show wouldn't come back on after the ads.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Still, it's an interesting deal to say the least. Like we'll see how all this new deal with Hulu pans out. If it does open it up to a larger market, thus more money coming in for Funimation, thus more licenses for more anime. I think in the long run, there's a lot of potential for good here. So we'll have to see. Anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the anime news of the week. Got a lot of potential going on here. We'll have to see how this plays out. But now it's time to get to our anime of the week here. And again, like I said, Yami Angie picked this one out, and we're going old school here, folks. Because it's old school Angie. I don't know why I came up with that name. Old school Angie. I mean, to be fair to you, you don't always pick old school anime. You are a little more open than that. You're not Bennett the Sage.
No, that's kind of his niche, is kind of bitching about old bad stuff.
Right.
Or taking mediocre stuff and making it worse.
Exactly.
Just rehashing the same things better people at cons have done. But no, it's like I guess we can blame. I would blame Mike Toole, because I was looking around on Crunchyroll trying to figure out something to do, and I was playing with the random button, and then something Charge Man Can came up. I'm like, oh, what? It's like, wait, I can click on Discotheque. What is Discotheque up on here? And they have an OVA related to this. And then I'm like, what? I'm like, and then I decided to see if Funimation still had the regular series up. I'm like, oh my god, they do. Let's go see if we can watch this, because I was like running out of ideas.
And the series that Angie is talking about is called The Galaxy Railways. Let me get that link for everybody here in the chat. So yeah, this is an old school series. In fact, I need to verify this was... Yeah, and it should come as no surprise coming from Angie that this series was created by the legendary creator himself, Leiji Matsumoto.
Yep, it's one of the mid 2000 Galaxy Express spinoffs. It makes it interesting, because that was an interesting time for Leiji Matsumoto properties.
And yeah, you will, just by looking at some of the images I've seen, you're definitely going to recognize his handiwork in this series, in this one episode, because he has a certain style to his character designs that is instantly recognizable in pretty much anything he does. Even if you've seen stuff like Interstellar 5555, while it's very outside of his norms, a lot of his style is still very present there. Oh, good God. Kiryu, what the fucking hell is... If I could convince Scott to do that, oh, good God, the madness. That would take...
What's he said?
He's saying he has the idea of having Scott McNeil voice an entire episode of a show and just all of it being his characters. Having Bone Steel kidnapping Scott and have Rat Trap, Dinobot, and Silverbolt rescue him, only for it to reveal that it was actually Scott who kidnapped Bone Steel. Kiryu, what kind of madness goes on in that head of yours? I honestly don't actually want to know. I really don't.
Reminds me of like an episode of what was it, like Justice League Now, where all the characters were voiced by Mark Hamill.
That's kind of what he was going for. That was pretty much his plan. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. You guys ready on your end?
Ready?
Should be.
All right, let's do this. The Galaxy Railways, Episode 1, Sacrifice. In 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah.
No duh.
Yeah.
I think I want an alternate universe where the narrator is replaced by someone. It's replaced like a Neil Adams one, Douglas Adams narrator.
Yeah, there you go.
Where it just takes the piss out of everyone. It's, oh my god, this is convoluted.
Just a minor bit of turbulence, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be fine. Well, you say that!
Yeah, but never quite figure out who runs this, so half the time nothing's up to code.
Because we're going to take this very seriously.
They are super serial.
Okay, I'm sorry, but what the fuck is up with that boob window on that lady?
I have no clue. I hate her.
Oh, that's a pleasant sign.
Yeah, well, they'll try, but well, what are you gonna do? Walk along the track? You're in space.
Boy, does that guy not look familiar. Like I said, Leiji Matsumoto has a very unique style, and it's very
And
clear
only
some-
for fate.
Wow!
Is he upset?
Jeez, Dad, what the hell? Ah, crap. Of course, it couldn't be that easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta feel bad for the passengers on this train. They were just going on a trip. You know, probably just visiting family in another planet or something. And now all of a sudden they're caught up in the middle of a freaking alien invasion.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
You're gonna
usually they're
die.
just supposed to attack the Galaxy Express 39. And now we're having a flashback?
Given the way this is set up, I think we're seeing his life flash before his eyes. It's just a giant green line. How do you know it's your dad's train?
Yeah.
So we have another member who, another. Correct me if I'm wrong, Angie, but didn't Leiji Matsumoto have a hand in the original Star Blazers?
Yes.
So we have another family member
Mamoru.
who's pretty much going to be dying, and we have a young boy who's likely our protagonist, and his name is Mamoru. Tell me I don't see. Tell me I'm not. Tell me I'm wrong
You
when I see
monster,
it.
you!
That usually
No,
means.
those are Galaxy Railway rules.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not STF, which means the rules are probably even stricter for you, kid.
I'm distracted by the little kid as Al. And this is why you don't jump down on the tracks in the train station.
I don't know. Run back to the hole you came from, you dumb kid.
Try to squeeze up against the platform.
Or how about just jumping to the frickin' side off the track?
Well, one's a ditch, and I guess it's because he's too panicked to try and squeeze up against those gaps with the dials and the lights in the platform. I think he would know not to go near the giant spaceship trains, so he doesn't get.
God, this kid, my God.
A little sad they don't have take your kid to work day.
We'll be right back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Oh, man, this kid's as sassy as my daughter. Well, at least his dad's not a total deadbeat. He's actually willing to play catch with his kids. Wow, the snark on this kid.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let's see. This is an oddity. Anime protagonist with both parents still alive.
I know, right? How often do you see that? Oh, based on that opening scene, I get the feeling that's about to change. Bulge? His name is Bulge? Oh, the jokes you can make. Ah, so this is just before that happened.
Yeah. So this is how they get on the trip.
These kids are
Jesus,
just...
this is this railway does not, mess around about having tickets.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Imagine if you had this and that kind of security in this day and age.
Uh,
Yeah, jump off the train and fall hundreds of feet, maybe even thousands down to the ground, and splatter into the concrete. Good luck with that, kid.
there they go.
Yeah, they're not gonna remember. They're gonna remember not to jump on a train ever again, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
You can barely tell with all that hair.
All right.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice shot.
Remember, this is a space trade, and they like can't change direction.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Shut up. Thank God for autopilot.
Yeah. Pretty sure Leiji Matsumoto forgot which franchise he's writing. At least they showed him destroying the one thing.
Ugh. And of course, the end with our classic old school anime song.
Mhm.
And this time he did have a pass.
Ah! Hmm, 999. Coincidence? Let me guess. Just lay it on thick. Why don't you, series? Jesus Christ. Barely had enough time to enjoy his dad, to appreciate his dad dying, and now the brother's dead too. Jesus H. Christ, man. So there we have it, Galaxy Railways episode 1, and geesh, think this episode tugged on the heartstrings enough?
I can't believe I jinxed that though.
I mean, I expected the dad to die. That was like, as soon as I saw the whole setup, I was like, oh, he's gonna die by the end of this, I guarantee you. But then immediately kill off the brother too. Like, it looked like they were setting him up to be the main protagonist. Nope, he's dead too.
Yeah, this first episode's a bit of a dick. It started
A
cut
bit?
out on me.
A bit?
I know. When it decides to start emulating a Reefer Dirty or a Farewell Ship Yamato, things trying to get some sex for me.
Well, again, I mean, as Gardner points out, yeah, this is Leiji Matsumoto. There's gonna be some death to inspire our main protagonist. I get that. I watched Star Blazers, okay? I watched Yamato 2199. I get that. But to kill 2 members of the family off with it by the end of the episode, my God, that's harsh even for Matsumoto's level.
Yeah, that poor mom. That poor woman.
Most families, that woman's gonna commit suicide within a month. I'm calling it now. Like, to go through that kind of trauma, she's either gonna kill herself, and I mean that sincerely, not as a joke, or she's gonna end up hating the SDF for the rest of her goddamn life because they keep killing her family. Jesus H. Christ. And I'll be honest, the one that survived, Nambu, Marabu, or I can't remember his name, goddamn name. He doesn't really, like, this first episode doesn't give me much to hope for with this guy. He wasn't a character I really would invest myself in just based on this first episode. I'll be completely honest. He was annoying as hell. He was rebellious, snarky as shit. I don't know. I don't see myself liking this. I wouldn't. If this was my entire review, that alone would not give me much to go on there. You know, let's compare this to Yamato 2199, because, you know, yeah, Mamoru Kodai, or Susumu Kodai in Yamato, he was kind of rebellious too, but you still got the sense that he had some good character traits to him. It was just the loss of his brother Mamoru that made him a little reckless at first, but there was still enough of a good soldier, a good hero there that you could see things working out in the end. But here, this kid looks like he's just going to be a troublemaker through and through, and it just doesn't give me much to work with here.
That's the thing. It's just sort of like, when they're little kids, they do all tend to be. Most of them tend to be bratty and legy for stuff. He's not as a young man. He's not as bad. He's a little bit more. He's kind of a Kodai knockoff a little bit. To tell you the truth, there's a lot of overdoing Yamato with trains, only more episodic.
I kind of got that vibe from watching this. Like this felt like it was on its way. I mean, come on, alien invasion, a special ship that can take it out. A young soldier-looking hero that looks almost dead on for a young Kodai. Like it hits all the checks.
Oh yeah.
Should I tell the part where they're going to drop this until the final until like 4 episodes before the end of this of the 26 episode series? It's kind of hilarious. Yes, I don't know where this is, what they were thinking with this. I think they're just like, oh, let's tell episode stories. It's like, oh yeah, we had a plot thread in the first episode.
You kind of need to resolve that. Also, on top of that, yeah, like the one thing that I will say that is a concern for me when it comes to Matsumoto's work is that he doesn't just borrow character designs. He flat out just takes them. He just is like a bucket of like standard characters in terms of design that he just takes from series to series. Because I looked at one of those girls, that one female on Big One. The girl looked like a fucking Iskandarian, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Her name is Yuki, which is probably why they keep pronouncing it. It's like so confusing. That character, yeah, that's her character. She's a robot, but her name is Yuki.
Jesus Christ!
As in K. I know, he's got like 4 names and like 3 male character designs. It's kind of hilarious.
It's either it's the wavy hair, the Captain Harlock look. You've got your standard round face, and then you've got puffy face, where they look like an old fat bastard drunk off their ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like if you actually look at his artwork if you actually look at his manga, it is rough to look at sometimes. It's like how does this come together into a person sometimes?
Honestly, when you compare,
God, does he make interesting looking?
Sorry, go ahead. No, like honestly. I'm sure at back in the day, because of how consistent he was, that's why he became the legend he is now. But by now, he should have done something new. Like even a lot of the greats of today can mix things up. You can still have a standard style or a look that is recognizable to your name. But the fact that he doesn't just have a style, he literally just rips characters from show to show. I'll be honest, if that's all he can do, that makes me question his legacy sometimes. Because you've got to do something different.
No, I totally agree. It's like if you actually look at his work, I don't think he's really put anything out too new. I think he's in his 80s now. But even so, it's like if you look at most of his stuff, it's like very few of them are actually, like he's very good with episodic, like one-shot stories. I think that's where he really excels. He sort of peters out every time he's tried to do like a long-running work, because he's got a few incomplete. He's got a lot of some of them more. I mean, Harlock has always been in the Harlock works are all incomplete. it's like he completed like the first section of like the that we think of as Galaxy Express 3-9, and Queen Millennia is complete, but it's like everything else is just kind of peters out.
Yeah. And Gardner makes a good example of what I was talking about. Hirohiko Araki, creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I mean, you will never mistake his style of art. Like, you will know Araki's work when you see it, but at the same time, you will never mistake Jotaro Kujo and Josuke Higashikata in anything. Like, you will know as soon as you see it, it's Araki, but you'll know it's also not the same character. I look at the dad here, and I could have sworn, like, the guy looks like, the guy is a dead, like, clone of Captain Harlock.
Yeah, I'm almost expecting the crossover between Harlock, Galaxy 999, and Yamato to happen at some point now.
Hell, play Super Robot Wars. I'm pretty sure it already has.
Yeah, I think Harlock's gonna be in the new one. That's gonna be fun.
Hey.
If he gets bored, he can always use the Arcadia to ram the mechs.
Yeah, right. So, bottom line, would we watch more of this, Angie?
Yeah. I've already seen the whole thing. It's like, as I said, it's like I thought it was cute.
All right.
I should probably watch the rest of it because I know there's like floating out there. There's like an OVA, which I probably should actually watch subs so I can understand what's going on.
All right, Mike.
I'm actually more on the fence on this one. I probably would go for another 1 or 2 episodes, but I'm not. It's not really catching me on this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. I mean, I kind of want to at least see what happens to our young hero here to get an idea of whether or not this is actually going somewhere. But if this is what we're getting out the gate, I'm not exactly hooked. So I worry I wouldn't make it very far. And of course, you folks in the chat, you can let us know what you think. You guys think you could watch more of this? Then we'll let you know. But I agree with Voice. Like, you need that instant hook. And just killing off characters we've hardly got a chance to know in the first episode is not enough to hook me. Like, Yamato had a hook. You know, it killed off characters too, but it also introduced us to a lot of characters that gave us a lot of intrigue and a lot of, interesting moments. Made me go, okay, let's see where this is going. This didn't have that, but that's just me. Anyway, that is Angie's pick for this week. So, but if you guys have any suggestions for me you'd like for us to check out here on the Anime Mavericks, you can find the link to our suggestion form in the description below, or you can use !AMP for the link in the chat. Remember the rules if you're going to send in a suggestion. Only official websites or YouTube channels will be accepted. No straight comedy, shoujo, or drama anime. 10 to 30 minute episodes only. First episodes only, unless you have a damn good reason otherwise. And be sure to provide a link to the anime along with the series title in case your link just happens to go dead. Which, given the whole deal with Funimation and Crunchyroll, is very likely to happen. Trust me, it already happened to me on a couple of my shows. Shimoneta is only on Funimation, and Ancient Magus Bride suddenly now is only on Crunchyroll. Pissed me the hell off. Anyway, it is time for us to switch things over and find out what's happening on AMTV! All right, so for tonight's AMTV showcase here, we're gonna be taking a look at another one of my favorite, more recent favorite AMV creators. It's gonna be a very light, very heartfelt, very emotional AMV, but the anime in choice, oh boy, one of my personal favorites, and quite frankly, is over the top you can get. A very big oxymoron in terms of this combination. And you'll see what I mean as we take a look at today's video here on AMTV.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I
Close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
for the world we're gonna make. Hand in my hand, and we promise to never let go. We're walking a tightrope high in the sky. We can see the whole world down below. We're walking a tightrope with you. Oh, 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 oh.
There you have it. Dream the impossible. From one of my personal favorite creators, Because I'm Bored One. She's a fantastic AMV creator. Love her stuff. Gurren Lagann, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, the enemy of choice there. And A Million Dreams by Ziv Zafman, Hugh Jackman, and Michelle Williams from the Greatest Showman soundtrack is the song of choice there. Nicely done. Thank you to Guts for the suggestion. Awesome choice of AMV here. Ah, brings a tear to my eye, man. You know, someone cutting on me. Yeah, exactly, boys. Onion Ninja striking again? Yes. Yes, damn it, it is. Damn it. Oh man, thank you guys for that suggestion there. I figured we'd end the holiday out with a softer note. Anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is AMTV for today. If you have any suggestions for an AMV that you'd like for us to showcase here on AMTV, send them. The submission form is in the description below, or if you are on Twitch, you can use !AMTV for the link in the Twitch chat. Remember the rules, only AMVs will be accepted. They must come from their original sources, whether their official YouTube pages or their page on animemusicvideos.org. And remember to provide all relevant info as per your suggestion in the form as required. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight on the Anime Mavericks podcast. If you enjoyed tonight's show and you haven't done so already, make sure you give us a follow to keep up with all of our streams and more. And if you can, subscribe to get access to our exclusive Twitch emotes and our VIP Discord channels. Also, don't forget, if you want to find out what's happening the rest of this week here on RVTV, ! schedule in the chat so you can pull up our Google Calendar, see all the streams we've got coming up later this week. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for tuning in as always here on RVTV. We are your Anime Mavericks, and we will continue to provide you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. On the shades!
I'm Yummy Angie.
And I'm Mike Shell.
And we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!
Special thanks to Eric Vaughn for their Patreon donations. Donate today so you can keep these streams going.